One of the things I enjoy about teaching classes about Excel is the interesting questions that I get. Got this question recently, and there are two ways to solve it, and one is really painful and one is really clean. Um, Someone said to me, I've got a series of values, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, and I've got some links to these values. And, I want to basically be able to, here, let me actually link that there. I want to be able to, sorry, I should have linked it up. I want to be able to basically delete one of these rows and have it flow through. If I delete 103, you'll notice that this now breaks, right? I mean, basically it does the first few and then it skips that one, and because that's a ref error, because I deleted it, don't know how to handle it. There are two ways to handle it. One is elegant and the other is ugly. Let me show you elegant first. The elegant one is so simple you wonder why you never used it before. The elegant way of doing it is if you just simply use a transpose function, which literally is just doing equals transpose, open parentheses, those cells, J9, J14, press enter, it autofills it. Autofills it. And now what's nice is if I delete 103, you'll notice it now condenses, right? Basically, because the transpose function now says, oh, you're not going from J9 to J14, you're going from J9 to J13 because you deleted one, right? Obviously, if I deleted the last cell, same thing, J19, J13, it works as expected. The other way to do it, which is not a clean way, but once in a while you see people do this, but it's fun to show you just because it shows how an indirect works. In this case, I've got the same values, and these are row functions, right? And this says, for example, that's the 9th row, that's the 11th row, that's the 13th row. These are column functions. And that says, for example, W is, column, well, I'm just having a day here, aren't I? You get the idea. Column functions, right? So 23rd column, 24th column, 25th column, 26th, you get the idea. In this case, I said take the column I'm in, subtract 14. That then gets you a 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, which of course is corresponding to these. And then if I use an indirect function, I could say go to column U and 9 and U and 10 and U11, and that would indirectly go to U9, U10, U11, which happens to be where I have the values of 100, 101, 102. I could again delete 103, and then it would get rid of 103, and as you can see, it works, and now I have 100, 101, 102, 104, 105. That's how you would do that using an indirect function. Obviously, it's a lot smoother to just do a transpose than it is to do some annoying thing with row functions, column functions, and indirects. I like going through this really just to make a couple points. One is the transpose is really nice. Two, there's always more than one way to do something. One of the great things about Excel is over the years they've added functions and modified functions to do things in a smoother way. But I thought this was a fun way to just show you how indirects work. By the way, you'll notice that here, I just typed it in and pressed enter. The old way of doing a transpose was I had to highlight 6 cells, do a transpose, highlight some cells, close parentheses, and hit Control-Shift-Enter. That was the old way of doing an array. But as of July 2020, now you don't have to go through that. You can just type it and hit enter, and it just autofills everything. And if I delete again line 103, you'll notice, and here's the important part, old Excel transpose would break, right? Old transpose would bust. New transpose is smart enough to auto adjust. Because in the old one, I had highlighted those cells from L15 to Q15. So then when I get rid of the 103, it breaks because it says, wait a moment, you did an array that was over 6 cells. Now you're trying to put 5 cells of information into a 6-cell area. It's broken. This version, though, just autofills. It's not locking the 6 cells together. So since it's not locking the 6 cells together, then when I delete this, it just autofills what's needed, and it doesn't not, right? The way you know you're doing with one and not the other is this one has braces around it, and this one does not, and has the blue line around it. So again, Excel has made some enhancements to the transpose function. So long story short, a lot of ways to solve the same problem. You could use an indirect. You could use the new transpose function, which is better than the old one. This is yet one more example of why you should keep your Excel up to date. Anyway, I just thought this was kind of neat and a fun sort of example of transpose versus indirect. If this sort of stuff fills you with joy and wonder, you can check out more stuff on my website at kahrrealestate.com, or email me stuff you want to know about, and I'll build Excel videos. That's what I've been doing to, have some fun here. Again, kahrrealestate.com. Fun things you can do with Excel. Thanks again.